Good morning, grade 12. Once again, welcome back to your second lesson of human evolution. This is our objectives. This is what you should be able to do after this lesson. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to name or identify the various species mentioned. At the end of the lesson, learners should be able to outline which site where the species found. At the end of the lesson, learners should be able to interpret and draw a timeline for the existence of the three genera. Now, what we see on my screen is a picture of human evolution phylogenetic tree. So on our previous lesson, we have learned what is phylogenetic tree and also how to interpret a phylogenetic tree. So this phylogenetic tree seeks to provide some order into the story of human evolution. So the scientists generated this phylogenetic tree by analyzing the characteristics of the species that are involved. This may include the anatomical similarities and also differences evident in the fossil record. So they used the anatomical differences and also similarities of this fossil record. But as we know, the scarcity of fossil and data, so it means that phylogenetic trees are just hypotheses. They are not definitive answers. Scientists discovered the fossils of the three genera. Scientists discovered the fossils of the three genera, the Ardipithecus, Australopithecus, and also Homo. There are some fossils that were discovered in South Africa and also were found in South Africa. So this picture shows the three genera that were discovered by the scientists. Now on below we have the table that summarizes the different fossil discoveries as evident for human evolution. The ones with the stars are the South African that were discovered in South Africa. So in our table we have the first column which shows the organisms. On the second column we have when organism existed. It is the years when the organism was existing. We have the fossil site, which is the site where the organism was discovered. We also have the discovered by, it means that which scientist discovered that organism, and we also have the last column which shows the characteristics of that organism. So the first organism to be discovered was the Ardipithecus remedies. So it was discovered between 5 to 4 million years ago. It was discovered at the northeast Ethiopia. It was discovered by Tim White. So its characteristics stays as the following. It has a brain size of 300 to 350 milliliter. It has a foreign magnum that is positioned in a forward, and then it is also prognathes, meaning that it has more protruding jaws. It also has heavy brow ridges. Its pelvic structure is bipedal and it is tree climbing. The second organism is the Australopithecus afarensis, which was discovered between 4 to 2.7 million years ago. It was discovered at Ethiopia, Kenya, and also Tanzania. It was discovered by Donald Johnson. Its characteristics, it has the brain size between 375 to 550 millimeters. And then its foreign magnum, it's also positioned forward. It is also prognathes. It has heavy brow ridges. It has large canines and pointed long arms. And also it has no cranial ridges. On this slide, we have the organisms that were discovered in South Africa. The third organism is the Australopithecus africanus, Miss Bliss, the Darwin child. It existed between 3 to million years ago. It was discovered in Daum, Sterkfontein. It was discovered by Raymond Dart, Robert Broom, and also Ron Clark. Its characteristics: it has a brain size of 428 to 625 milliliters. It has a forward position of foreign magnum. It is pronuncious. It has brow ridges, and then it also has large teeth, not longer than canines. It has a long arms and has no cranial ridges. The fifth one is the Australopithecus sediba, which common name is named Karabo. It existed between 1.9 to 1.8 million years ago. It was also discovered at Malabar Cave in the cradle of humankind. It was discovered by Lee Berg. Its characteristics: it has the brain size of 420 milliliters. It is pronuncious, but it is less protruding. It has brow ridges. It has large teeth, canines not long. So it has also long arms, and it doesn't have. Coming to our fifth organism, we have the Homo habilis, which is known as the handyman. It existed between 2.2 to 1.6 million years ago. It was discovered in Tanzania. It was discovered by Louis and Mary Leakey. Its characteristics: it has a brain size of 650 milliliters. It is pronuncious, less protruding, less pronounced brow ridges. It is also human-like teeth. It has small canines. It also has long arms. Coming to the Homo erectus, it existed in the year of 2 to 0.4 million years ago. It was discovered in Java, in Indonesia, and then Swartkrachens. It was discovered by Eugene and Du Bois, and its characteristics: it has a brain of 900 milliliters. It is pronuncious, cranial ridges, short canines, and also has long legs and shorter arms. Coming to the organisms that were found in South Africa, we have the Homo naledi, which is known as the star. It existed in the years of 335,000 to 236,000 years ago. It was discovered in the cradle of humankind's Rising Star Cave. It was discovered by Liebeck. Its characteristics: it has the brain size of 460 to 610 centimeter cubic. It is pronuncious. It has a slender body, wide hips. It is human-like feet and also has hands. It also has long, curved fingers. The second organism is the Homo sapiens, which was discovered also in South Africa. It existed in the year of 200,000 years ago. So it was discovered at Makapaster in Limpopo Border Cave, and then in KZN Blombos Cave in the Western Cape. So it was discovered by Tim White. It has the characteristics of the following: it has the brain size of 1,200 to 1,800 milliliters. It has no brow ridges. It has small teeth. It has short arms, and it is also non-pronuncious. Now, this is all the organism we have looked. We have looked at the type of organism, so we are able to identify which organism it is by naming it. We also know where it was discovered and by who is the scientist who discovered this organisms, and also its characteristics. So in this lesson, we have learned about the organisms, the type of organism, its name, which year it existed, where it was discovered, and by who discovered it, and also its characteristics. Now, after going through this lesson, you have to complete a worksheet that requires you to complete it, and also after you have completed it, you have to write a log according to this lesson, based on this lesson, a checklist based also on this lesson, and also you have to rate yourself based on this lesson. Now I'll see you in the next class, which is our lesson 3 for Homo evolution, which is going to be our last lesson.